Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and there are a couple articles in crypto media about XRP that I want to talk about. Really interesting stuff here. I'll be starting with this one from the Daily Hodl, which is titled XRP on the cusp of breakout, which is why the inflection of my voice does this. Santiment looks at on-chain metrics of sixth largest crypto asset, XRP, baby. And I'm a fan of Santiment. They only talk about XRP every so often, but it's fascinating. I think they do a good job, frankly. Just taking a look at on-chain metrics, and I think that this is a piece of the puzzle. Obviously, technical analysis is very interesting as well, but seeing various on-chain dynamics change over time can be an indication of what to expect for the mid to long haul for any blockchain, any cryptocurrency. So I want to talk about that. And then here's a fun headline from Cointelegraph. XRP price eyes $1.50 next after bouncing 30% in just 10 days. So plenty to talk about here in this latest Moon Lambo Hot Jam. But before I go any further, I do want to be clear that I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making crypto-related YouTube videos, but just as a hobby, just for fun. So in we go. Crypto market intelligence platform Santiment is looking at key on-chain metrics for XRP that are flashing healthy signals for the sixth largest digital asset by market cap. Yeah, and just to pause here and point out a number of reasons why this is important. Usually when I'm talking about on-chain analytics, I'm talking about Bitcoin data because Bitcoin leads the market, and that seems to get analyzed a lot more by entities like Santiment. There's Santiment, there's Glassnode, and there's others out there that I highlight from time to time. But it matters because you can see exactly what's happening in terms of wallet creation. You can even see where Bitcoin is. Is it on exchanges? How long have people been holding it? And so you can kind of see wallets that have held it a long time. How do they behaviorally, or how do they behave as time unfolds? And you can kind of glean insight as a result of all of this data, which is why all of this is actually very crucial. Same thing's true of XRP, of course. In XRP, it's a public blockchain, so you can see the transactions just like you can on the Bitcoin blockchain. But anyway, piece continues. In a new edition of Insight, Santiment looks at XRP's social volume metric and says discussions involving the sixth largest crypto asset all over the internet have been pretty quiet, even after the coin's rise from about 85 cents in late September to its current price of $1.21. And here's a quote. XRP's social volume saw an uptick, but nothing too crazy like what we observed back in April, where its price was parabolic and everyone was just crazy over XRP. This lack of interest from the crowd is healthy for now, and more so when price keeps inching upwards and social volume remains low, suggesting perhaps the crowd are in disbelief, end quote. Yeah, isn't that how things tend to unfold? It's kind of funny because where is the greatest volume? You see the greatest volume, whether you're talking about social media or price action, you pick your metric, really. The greatest, most impressive, data for consider any metric you're talking about, it comes once the FOMO has already started. So none of this is particularly surprising. That's why I keep saying it's worth looking at all of this. It really is. But this is just an indication that there's not a sufficient amount of attention on XRP, and people are going to regret the missed opportunity. I think a lot of people will, and a lot of the naysayers out there, because XRP is the only top 10 cryptocurrency that hasn't revisited its all-time high from last market cycle. So compared to every other large cap coin, it offers the most promise. Like some that don't like XRP, they'll spin it and see this little crap coin, it's not performing. Like no. That's not how this works. Do you want to buy Bitcoin when it's more expensive or when it's cheaper? Well, cheaper, right? And if it's cheaper, does that mean that it's not doing well or it's not going to be adopted? And then the XRP haters will say, well, yeah, but and they're like, haha, gotcha, exactly. So you want to act like it's different with XRP. That's how these people behave. But the truth is that when the price is lower, that's when there is the opportunity. Unless you think it's all going to zero, but I sure as hell don't. Anyway, piece continues. Though XRP's number of social mentions is down, the firm says that its network has seen a massive uptick in daily active addresses since bottoming out in late July, indicating that investors are likely finding real-world use cases for the altcoin. And here's a quote. This surge of users against a relatively quiet price action is suggesting that it's likely not speculators, but actual deployment of users on the network for whatever use case there is out there at the moment. A good part of XRP's daily active addresses is probably stemming from the increase in new participants, as we can observe in the network growth metric. This sustained uptrend so far is generally a healthy sign for what's to come. End quote. Yeah, exactly. There's, I just wish more people understood this here. Like, utility, yes, fine. We all understand utility matters for the long haul of any cryptocurrency, and it's great to see actual adoption here also, even in the short term, and whatever that adoption may be. This is a metric. It's being tracked right here. But even outside of that, my gosh, money is just going to flow through whatever looks cheap at the time, which is why I keep saying, my gosh, XRP looks really cheap. And historically, when things look really cheap, eventually people figure it out. Markets figure this out, and then it doesn't stay cheap forever. It's only cheap until it's not, and then people don't want to buy something while it's cheap. If it not in crypto and stocks, it's the only thing where something can go on sale, and that makes people not want it. It's kind of ridiculous. It's true, though, right? Imagine anything else in any industry, any product going on sale. You'd think that would spur demand, right? Well, not so in in stocks and crypto, because it's perceived as too scary. Oh, what if it's on sale, but it becomes worth even less after I buy it? Oh my gosh! Yeah, well, that's how people behave, though. But it's coming. Like the biggest fireworks. My gosh! Wait towards the end of this market cycle. It is going to go ballistic. And some analysts do think, and I've been highlighting this recently, that it's going to be fourth quarter. Not all of them agree on that. Some think it might be first quarter more likely, or maybe even bleed into the second quarter of next year. But that's about as far out as the predictions go from the analysts that I follow. So anywhere from the quarter that we're in right now to maybe at some point in Q2. So whoever ends up being right, and presumably somebody's right within that range, no guarantee, but presumably. Well, if that's the case, we really don't have to wait much longer. And so in going through this piece from Cointelegraph, they're talking about their expectation for XRP hitting $1.50, and I'll share with you what they said. But as far as the timeline, upon reading that, I was kind of sitting there thinking, I don't know if it's going to be quite as long as they're saying. And not that they had anything like completely ridiculous here, but here, let me share with you what they said, and you tell me what you think in the comment section. But here's what they said. XRP has a good chance of hitting $1.50 in the fourth quarter of 2021 after painting a bullish crossover between its 20-day and 50-day exponential moving averages, or EMA for short. The so-called golden cross has appeared multiple times on XRP charts in history. Its last occurrence was on August 10th, which followed up with a circa 80% price rally later, with XRP topping out seasonally at $1.43 before pulling back to the downside. And so what I read when they said fourth quarter, I was like, okay, so we're in the fourth quarter, so it's not that long. But I was sitting there thinking, that's still kind of, that's 3 months. That's a 3-month period. And it's like, if you're not narrowing it down further, do you really think that perhaps we're not going to see XRP even at $1.50 until potentially as late as the end of December? That's the way that I took it when I read it. But understand, like, it could happen tomorrow, and they're like, yeah, it's within the window that we set. I'm like, okay, yeah, fine, I understand. But does anybody really think it's going to take that long for XRP to at least hit $1.50? I mean, it's possible. I'd kind of be surprised. I mean, because for that to happen, I mean, wouldn't you think that a lot of the analysts, in terms of their expectation of where this market cycle is finally going to have its blow-off top, wouldn't that mean that a lot of them are maybe thinking it's going to happen a little bit too soon? Because look, once it happens, I think XRP is just going to go. And I understand, like last market cycle, XRP traded sideways from May of 2017 until mid-December 2017. So half a year is just basically trading sideways while everything else was going up. But just a matter of a few days or so before Bitcoin hit its then all-time high of about $20,000, XRP did begin its rally before that. And so you actually didn't have to wait that long until after Bitcoin hit its then all-time high of 20 grand for XRP to hit its all-time high. Just a couple weeks or so after that. And XRP hit almost $4, went from 20-something cents to almost $4. So whenever it happens, it happens. So I guess if you look at it like that, you could say, okay, maybe then XRP is going to be below that until the end of the year. Bitcoin hits its blow off top, whatever that's going to be, whether it's 85,000 or some people think it's going to be 250,000. I don't know. I know wild variations, but people have their opinions, right? And so maybe that blow off happens at the end, and then you really do see XRP below that until right at the very end. Then it blows past $1.50 and hits its all-time high and enters price discovery, yada yada. I don't know. Maybe it's just I have a bit of a hard time thinking that XRP won't at least hit $1.50 a bit sooner than the end of December. That's all I'm saying right here. But it is good to see that they recognize that it's going to likely move upward. It's not the only coin that's not going to participate within this bull cycle. Some people still think that, which is completely silly. But it is what it is. So you let me know what you think, but I am nothing but positive and bullish on this. I am so excited for the end of this market cycle. I've been waiting for it quite literally for almost 4 entire years, and I've been very patient. I'm still patient, by the way. I'm not feeling antsy about this. I'm being patient, but I'm just saying I'm ready for it. I'm definitely ready for it, and it's exciting. So even when we see swings to the downside, even if the market starts to correct and it goes down again, as some analysts think we may, at least in the short term, I'm just like, okay, whatever. It's just more short-term volatility. It does nothing to damper my excitement because I think I know where this is going. And I don't pretend to know exactly how high the price of XRP will go, and I don't make price predictions as a result. And I admit I don't actually know for sure. Of course I don't. But I strongly suspect that it's going to be worth way more in the very near future, whatever that ends up being. And it's just hard to imagine XRP not hitting at least $10 this market cycle. Just seeing how high Bitcoin and Ethereum have already gone, and recognizing last market cycle, the way in which Ethereum and XRP pretty much capped at about the same amount in terms of market cap at different times, but at about the same amount. So we'll see. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say are right. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.